YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for all your love and your support in my last video. I didn't expect that much people to watch it, I guess, but I am so glad that people understand where I'm coming from, and why I shared the video was just to encourage someone out there, a mama that feels like this is not working, breastfeeding is not working, and this isn't working, that's not working, just to encourage you and just to tell you what I did that worked. And I'm glad that you guys started that way. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. I am Gabby, and I share a little bit of everything. These days it feels like it's mostly motherhood because I got a lot to share. Today's video is going to be all about postpartum because I felt the need to. I literally made notes because I'm shooting on my phone, and like I said, I usually, like, every time I think about something to share, I put it in my notes just so I don't forget, and just so that it's easier for me to talk about it when it's time, I guess. But because I'm shooting on my phone, I had to put it in a note just to, you know, not miss any point because it's about to get serious. I'm just joking. I just wanted to share a little bit of postpartum for me, and just in general. The first thing I want to say is, oh my god, postpartum is a hell of a ride. It's just a roller coaster of emotion. I know that when I had my son, the first thing that went through my head was, whew, he's out, because I was just like, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be good because he's out, right? You know, that's like the most important thing. But yes, it is the most important thing, but there's also something called fourth trimester, which is the 12th week after you have your baby. And imagine you just like carrying a baby for 9 months, right? Giving birth to the baby, and then after you have your baby in the hospital, you know, home birth, whatever you plan doing, this baby is just given to you, and here you go, you're responsible for this child for the rest of your life. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But postpartum is a hell of a ride. It's very different from everyone. And while I was talking to a couple of my friends, you know, I've been trying to do better at calling my friends and checking up on them and stuff like that. I did realize that a lot of people think I make it look perfect. No, definitely. If that's the view I've been given, I am so sorry. I thank God for strength because it's definitely not been an easy ride. It's still not an easy ride, but I just know that it's something I have to do. And I know that God has placed this child in my hands because he knows that I would do a great job at it. So I'm just trying my best, and I'm putting every day in God's hands so that he could lead me perfectly and that he could guide my step pretty much. Fourth trimester, I definitely, like, people talk about the first trimester, second trimester, third trimester. Yeah, you're pregnant and whatever. But the fourth trimester for me, I feel like was, for me specifically, was the easiest. Oh, I don't want to say easiest, but it was easier than the first trimester because I did not know what hit me in that first trimester. So for me, it was easier than the first trimester. But it was also hard, you know, like, when I left the hospital, I still looked pregnant, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do with a child. Well, not like I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening, but it was just like, it happened so fast. Even if I was in the hospital for like 3 days, I think, it still happened. All happened so fast, and here you go. Now you could go home. So I'm like, okay, I have to start doing this myself. Thankfully, I was able to prepare myself, you know, before the baby was here. You know, like they always say, you can never be ready. Like, you can never be ready for what's going to be thrown at you at the fourth trimester, because, you know, obviously everyone wants to give birth naturally and whatnot, but, you know, some people do not get that. You know, some people go through the C-section route for one reason or another, which means that, you know, the healing process is even longer, and then you're like, you just have this major surgery and you cannot do a lot for yourself, which makes it harder for you to take care of a child where you can't even take care of yourself, you know, or where you don't even have enough strength to take care of yourself. So everyone has this really different view of it. Everyone also probably went through it differently, you know. So it's like different kind of hardness or level of hardness, you know. But it was really hard. I tried to read try to read as much as you can. Try to be open-minded to different perspective and reading and getting yourself as ready as you can. Like, girl, if there was one thing I did right, was making sure to read and prepare myself mentally and physically as much as I can. I read about almost everything, because obviously reading about it and going through it is not the same, but I kind of reading about it just kind of prepares me for what to expect, which was great, because I'm like, okay, I don't know what to expect, but I know what to expect, if that makes sense. So I was glad that, I was doing a lot of reading and getting a lot of perspective on postpartum, because it was not easy. I did a couple of things to kind of prepare me. Imagine like I remember still looking pregnant, right? Bleeding like hell. Like every time they tugged on my belly, it was just like, that's how I felt. I know it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I'm a visual person. I guess that's why I'm giving visual. But I did a couple of things to prepare myself. I made sure that since I was home, I try to cook. Not everyone has the strength when they're 9 months pregnant to cook, but I made myself little granolas because I heard they were good for milk supply. So I made myself granola with chia seeds and hemp seeds and oatmeal and honey and flaxseed, like things that I knew were gonna help my supply, or I read that were gonna help my supply, because I don't know, right? I made myself granola. I made moi moi. If you don't know moi moi, it's a kind of beans pudding that Nigerians, I don't know if Africans eat it, but I know Nigerians eat it. I made myself that. I made myself some native jollof rice with mackerel in it and shrimp and some whitenings. I can just kind of prepare myself as much as I can. And for some reason, maybe I was going through nesting that last few weeks, so I did have a good amount of energy level. So I made sure to do that to prepare myself. I made sure that I had pad, which what I had was nothing close to enough. But I had bulky pads. I had Tylenol because I heard that your body's gonna be so sore. I read that your body's gonna be so sore and whatnot. So, and I know that Tylenol is one of the only pain medication you can take while breastfeeding. So I made sure I had Tylenol at home. I made Patsicle. So Patsicle, sounds like something you eat, but it's not. I literally just soaked newborn diapers in water and I put it in the freezer. That way it helps with the soreness down there, instead of just buying stuff in the store, which is extra cost. I made Patsicle myself, and I found this trick on Pinterest, and it worked perfectly for a few days, especially. I got hemorrhoid cream and Tox pad, I think that's what it's called. It's like little pads for my hemorrhoid, because I didn't actually have hemorrhoid all through my pregnancy, but I heard about the postpartum one, and yes, I did get that. So I kind of prepared myself for that by getting all that, which was very helpful. You also will need some stool softener, because that was part of poop and a joke, sis. And don't even try to stop it after the first day, because I tried to. Didn't work. So I did that. And then a while after, I was done bleeding and all that stuff, I heard there's a Freedom Mom postpartum kit, which everything is included, and you don't need to buy separate stuff. I don't know if it's a good deal or not. You're gonna have to do your math and see if it's a better deal getting everything in singles or getting everything as a kit. So but definitely for me, next time I'll probably buy that to make my life easier, because everything comes in it. There's this bottle you need. They look like, I don't know what they call them. I can't remember what they call them, but it's because you need to keep yourself clean down there, so you use that instead of rubbing paper towel or whatnot on there. It's just an easier way of squirting water on there and cleaning yourself up down there. Also, one thing that I did to prepare myself was kind of teach my husband a little bit of everything, and how he's gonna help me out when I need it. Obviously, he knows that he's gonna help baby, like change diapers and feed if I need him to bottle feed the baby or whatnot, like he already knows all that part. But how he's gonna help me is by reminding me to stay hydrated, supporting me emotionally, because you're definitely gonna have hormones flowing all over the place. So if I needed, help emotionally, he knew how he could try to help me. Just having a good support person, for me, my mom wasn't here, which would have been awesome if she was, but she wasn't here. My auntie flew all the way from New York. Shout out to you, Auntie Fumi. Thank you for your support. Being here alone was just, having you here was great. So make sure you have a good support system. Some partners are not very good at these things, and you just need to accept that not all men can support you, the way you need it. So if you have a friend, a sister, a mom, and mother-in-law, whoever you think is going to support you 100%, you definitely need a support system, because, bro, my hormones were just like in and out, out and in and out. So you need that support system. Another thing I did is take it a day at a time. Do not rush anything. Like, your body has just been through so much. Like, you don't even understand how much your body has been through. So just take it a day at a time, mama. You're doing great. Like, do not be too hard on yourself. You're doing so great. Another thing I did was just try to go with the flow, obviously you read and try to prepare yourself as much as you can, but you just take it a day at a time and try to go with the day as the day comes. Take it a day at a time, prepare for the day, hope that the day goes the way you want it to, or plan for it to go. If it doesn't, it's okay, try again tomorrow. Life goes on, mama. You cannot worry about it so much, or you cannot really worry about it so much. Just take it a day at a time. Breathe in and breathe out. Take it a day at a time, pretty much. One thing that no one ever talks about is seeing a pelvic floor therapist. I had the worst constipation that was leading to on and off hemorrhoid. And anyone that knows me knows I eat really clean. Was eating my fiber, drinking water, exercise. It's not like I was sitting on my butt all day. And even if I was, that's still not a good reason to be getting constipation and hemorrhoid every day. So I knew something was wrong somewhere. Booked an appointment with my doctor. They didn't see anything wrong. They kept giving me constipation pill. And I'm like, I'm not going to keep taking pills for the rest of my life. We lie. Because anyone who knows me knows how much I hate taking pills. Even my prenatal vitamins was by the grace of God. I would rather eat food that have the same nutrients that I am trying to get from the pill than take a pill, pretty much. That's just the way I am. So I started doing my own research, and then I found out that I might have pelvic floor dysfunction. Yes. So I did have to pay out of pocket to see a pelvic floor therapist. Thank you, Jesus. As of today, I haven't had a hemorrhoid in a while and constipation in a while. So thank you, God, for that. I did see a pelvic floor therapist just twice, but it was kind of helpful also if you're trying to go back to exercise, and start with an easy exercise, start with breathing in and out, start with pelvic floor exercises slowly before going back to your normal routine. Make sure that you're cleared by your doctor. Try to see if your insurance covers it. I heard that you can actually see a pelvic floor therapist even while you're pregnant. Definitely something I want to look into the next time if I decide to have another kid. So if I get pregnant next time, that's definitely something I want to look into, seeing a pelvic floor therapist. And a chiropractor. Those are things people never really talk about. I saw a chiropractor once when I was pregnant, and that day was the best day of my life, because I felt like I wasn't pregnant for a second. I just felt a sense of relief. Obviously, most of these things don't cover, your insurance don't cover for most of this thing, which is why most people cannot really afford to pay out of pocket for this stuff. But at the end of the day, you should always pick your health first. And if you can't squeeze out money, save extras or whatever you have to do, to see a pelvic floor therapist for your back, or a chiropractor for just to align your bones and stuff, that would be awesome. I know it's not necessarily the most financial decision for a lot of us to make, but it's very important to do that. So check on your insurance, see if your insurance covers a chiropractor or pelvic floor therapist. If they do, please make good use of it and just see one. One thing that my husband kept reminding me of when I was pregnant that was really helpful, when I was postpartum, that was really helpful, was it's okay to cry, it's okay to complain. It doesn't mean you love your kid any less, mama. Like, you're doing great. It's just so much going on, and your life has changed so much in like a blink of an eye, that it's okay to cry, it's okay to complain, it's okay to be frustrated, but also try as much as you can to sneak in those cuddles and kiss the baby and get the baby smell, because they don't last long. Baby smell don't last long, so enjoy it as much as you can, mama. Don't expect your life or your body to be the same, I gotta say. I know a lot of people see me and be like, oh, you look so good. Yeah, I do, but my body's not the same. You know, I have loose skin on my belly, I have a little bit of stretch mark, and it's all okay. Like, I just made a human. Like, a human. I'm not worried about that. And if you are worried about that, it's okay. You know, it's very normal. You go from like living your best life to living your best life, but with a baby in it, which means that for everything you do, you have to put a baby in the picture too. It's not very easy for a lot of people, and that's totally understandable. So it's okay. It's okay to feel whatever you need to feel, but don't stay in there for too long, because then you start believing everything the enemy has to say and all the whispers the devil has to put in your ear. So it's okay to feel like, oh, my life is not the same, my body's not the same, a lot has changed, because yes, a lot has changed, but do not just be in there for too long. Just feel that and get yourself back up, pretty much. Yeah, so, you know, like, this are a lot, that this is just like little tips that I felt to share it because they helped me out a lot, and things that I went through doesn't necessarily mean everyone went through it. Disclaimer, again, I am not a doctor, I am not gynecologist, I am not anything. I'm just a first-time mom who did not know so much about postpartum, and who a lot of people that I hang, all the other mamas I know, never really talked about it as much. And I'm just willing to talk about it and share my experience, and just tell a mama out there that's just going through it all that it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be all right, it's gonna get easier. I know it looks like, oh my God, can this get any easier? I know it looks like that. I was in that place, but it did get easier, and I promise it's going to get easier as time goes on. So I just wanted to share this little thing, and just to let a mama out there know that postpartum is no joke. Call your friends who just have a kid, text them, ask them how they're doing, bring them lunch, give them a hug. Yeah, because it's not very easy at all. So I was just willing to share some tips and tricks, and hope to help a mama out there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment and share. Your support means so much to me. I'm gonna try my best to make sure I upload a video once a week. That's the goal for 2022. I shot this video in 2021, but you know, the end. But you know, Happy New Year, you guys, because I know I'm probably going to be posting this in 2022. So Happy New Year, guys. I hope you guys have a good day, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.